Hey friends, hope you're having a good day. I just wanted to say a quick hi and happy March. So because it is March, I'm just going to be mentioning the products that I used in February and the ones that I really loved. So here are my February favorites. Let's get right into it. The first thing I'm going to show you guys is a concealer. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. My shade is number 15 Fair. I've been having a really hard time finding a dupe for the NARS concealer that I use, as well as sort of a cheaper alternative for the MAC little pot concealer that I use. And I found that this is actually a really good replacement for it. It's fairly inexpensive. It's only about $10 in comparison to the MAC. I believe you're paying about $17 or $18 for that. And I found that it provides really good coverage. It is a liquid formula, so that means that sometimes it's a little bit easier to work with and really blend into your under eyes and areas that you need to. And you can either apply it quite thickly, or you can just sort of blend it out with your moisturizer and make it a little bit lighter. So it's got this doe foot applicator, which I know for some of you isn't the most hygienic thing in the world, but I'm a firm believer that you should be replacing your makeup frequently, and so you really shouldn't have this for more than a few months to prevent bacteria buildup. So I just take the applicator and I put it right onto clean skin, under the eyes, right on the forehead here, down the nose, chin, and sides of the nose as well. So basically just anywhere where I have redness and I'm looking to look a little bit less like a lobster out in the sun. So yeah, and then the next product I have is one that I got in my Ipsy bag. Now I'm fairly new to Ipsy, but I've really been liking it so far. It's like kind of like a surprise each month of everything that you're gonna get. So this is the Martini Ambrosia eyeshadow. So this is really interesting because I'm not used to using liquids that much. I typically just go for powder eyeshadows and just use a brush to put it on. So this is actually a liquid type formula. It's got a doe foot applicator. So all you have to do is just swipe it onto your eyes. The color Ambrosia that I have here is sort of a purple bronze color, and it's really flattering on those of you with blue or green eyes, because green eyes tend to complement purples very well, and then more of the bronze shades are really good for those of you with blue eyes. So it really just helps to enhance the color of your eyes. So I did swatch it on my hand here. That's what it looks like there, as well as it's what I'm wearing on my eyes today. So that's just what I have there. And so I've really been liking it. Usually you can just wear it alone, which is awesome, or you can wear it as a base. So I just tap it on and then use my fingers to blend it in as always. This next product that I have is sort of a renewed favorite for me. I actually bought it quite a number of years ago and it got lost in the back of my makeup closet. So this is just kind of something that I've been using recently, and I managed to dig out of the back of that awful mess that I like to call my makeup organization. So this is the Tarte Cheek Stain in Flush. It's such a beautiful color, and for those of you who don't really like to wear a lot of makeup, or your makeup's kind of new to you, this is definitely a product that I recommend. It's so easy. So all you have to do is open up the cap, and then all you do straight from the container is just dab it on the apples of your cheeks while smiling. You can take your finger and put a little bit on your lips to give some color there as well, and it's just such a beautiful stain. I took the shade Flush because it's one of the darker colors that they have. Just swatching it for you right now. And I find that some of their lighter colors, even though I have fair skin, they still don't show up. So that's just a swatch of it there. It's just such a lovely color, and it gives a really nice natural finish to the cheeks. So if you're hungover, if you're tired, if you're lazy, if you don't like to wear a lot of makeup, or you're just as obsessed as I am, then it's definitely something I recommend. My next favorite is something that was meant to replace my Benefit eyebrow pencil. because I was having so much trouble with the Benefit one, because as amazing as it is, it's constantly running out. And for $30 a pop each time every few months, that's just not really an affordable solution for me, especially when I'm trying to pay back student loans and all the lovely things that life throws at me. So what I have here is the Clinique Super Fine Liner for Brows, and my shade is number 1 Soft Blonde. So as you can see, it's super thin. So something I would advise to anyone who wants to try this, absolutely do not twist it all the way up to the top, because as soon as you do that, you're unable to twist it back down. So I've read a number of points on Makeup Alley about people who wanted to see how much product was in and they twist it all the way up, and you can't twist it back down. So be careful not to waste your money. I spent $18 on this at Shoppers and I've really been liking it so far. Having blonde brows, it's often hard for me to find a shade that matches and is not going to be too dark and overpowering on me, especially with my blonde hair. So I've really been liking this so far. It's got a very, very thin tip, which really just means that you have much more control in what you do. I do like to draw quite a thick brow. Sorry, whoa, mind out of the gutter, Alana. I do like to draw a pretty thick brow, so I really like to use a lot of product, although for those of you that like your brows thin and more just filling in areas, this works really well for you because it's such a thin tip. So I typically just draw from here to my arch. I go under and trace the same thing, and then just using the thinnest part of the pencil, filling in the end and filling in any space in between, focusing the darkness right here. When you add darkness here, this just makes it more prominent, and all you're doing on this end of the brow is just creating length. So yeah, it's something I've really been liking. It's a much cheaper alternative, even though $18 is still pretty cheap. I'm always down for saving a little bit of money, so that's what I've been trying so far. Next, I've kind of gone rogue and gone away from my Naked Basics palette and my Naked 2 palette. So as hard as it was, I just kind of felt like everyone's been in such a craze for those 2 palettes lately, and so I wanted to try some different colors that looked a little bit more unique than what the majority of beauty bloggers are putting on their faces right now. So what I have here is kind of an oldie. It's a Too Faced Natural Eye Neutral Shadow Collection. So that's what the front of the package looks like. And I've been using this to create mostly daytime and neutral looks, although if you are wanting to go out at night, they also do have a lot of shades that work really well for this. So those are the shades there. So I typically just go across horizontally in the palette right there. So I've really been liking the day set of shadows. I put the white all over my lid, Velvet Revolver into my crease using a windshield wiper motion, and then Sexpresso on the outside of my eyes and smudging a little bit into my lash line and the first 1/3 of my crease. So don't mind the names. Sometimes these shadows just have ridiculous, really sexual names. NARS tends to do the same thing. So get their mind out of the gutters. Hey guys? Yeah, I know. So as you may notice, you see that fashion, under the fashion shadows, the nude beach is really sparkly. So there's actually quite a bit of comment here on how much fallout there is. So when you're putting it on your eye, you're getting sparkles all down your cheek. So that's one of the downfalls that this palette does have. However, I find that if I just put either a credit card or a piece of tissue under my eye when I'm doing it, it tends to kind of erase that problem. And I just think it's such a beautiful color, even though there is a lot of fallout in it. So that's just something I've really been liking this month. Next favorite is a lipstick. So everyone knows, if you know me well, is that I love my MAC lipstick. So here we have Relentlessly Red, which is sort of a hot pink more than it is a red color. And they've just got such great pigmentation here. I'm actually going to be doing another video showing my favorite lipsticks at the moment, and this is one of them. So it's just a beautiful hot pink red color, and it's so unique. It's sort of a matte finish, which means that it is quite drying, but the benefit of it is it's going to stay on your lips all night. I recently went to a friend's birthday party and I was shoving food in my face because I was starving, and I looked at my face after and it's still there and it's still going strong and it still looks beautiful. So for those of you that want to maybe go out of the red sort of classic boundaries that you set for yourself, or you find that blue toned reds don't really look that great on you, Relentlessly Red is definitely a color that I would recommend because it's got that sort of pink neon undertone. It works really, really well to sort of brighten up the features of your face and whiten your teeth at the same time. So anyway, that's just been something I've been loving as well. Moving into sort of the skincare and hair section of this, another product that I got in my Ipsy bag, not this past month, but last month, was the Moulin and Gaultier Mojito Lip Balm. And so it looks like this, and it says that it has fatty acid absorption technology. Now, being a scientist myself, just because they say fatty acid absorption technology does not mean that I want to buy it. And I think it is a little bit of false advertising because anything that you put on your lips is going to be absorbed through fatty acids. So it's more just a gimmick to put on their packaging than anything actually super scientific and revolutionary. But this has actually been one of the most moisturizing lip balms I've used. I've used all of them under the sun at the drugstore, and it's just not working. Those EOS lip spheres I find are actually really drying and more expensive to dry your lips out than to do anything. So if you're finding that you're putting on lip balm and you need to keep reapplying lip balm, it might actually be your lip balm that's drying your lips out. So anyway, really, really recommend this Moulin and Gaultier Mojito Lip Balm. It's been fantastic so far and goes on clear, super hygienic. You just squeeze it out of the tube, use your finger to apply it so you're not putting bacteria back into the container. It's really good, super good size. You can put it in your purse. Okay, next thing I have here is the KMS California Quick Blow Dry sort of spray. So this is awesome. This has cut down my blow drying time significantly. So for all those of you who are running in a rush in the morning, or you love to sleep as much as I do, this is really fantastic when you want to jump in the shower and just blow dry your hair like that. I've blow dried my hair straight today, which is typically what I like to do. And all you do is you just spray it in your hair, leave it in, and then brush it through. And then I found that it cut down my blow drying time probably by about 5 minutes, although next time I'll do a timer for you guys to see the difference. But I did notice a difference in between when I dried it with and when I dried it without. So definitely recommend this. I'm almost done, so that's going to be a repurchase for me. Next are 2 items that I got for my hair because my hair's been so unbelievably dry lately that it's been really, really hard to manage, and I don't want to go to the salon every 2 months or 3 weeks to constantly get updates and get it fixed because that gets really expensive and I just don't think it's necessary all the time. So this has been really helpful for me, especially when I don't have time or the money to get a haircut. So the 2 products that I have here are the Moroccan Oil Restorative Care Hair Mask. So this one has proteins in it, which when you put it on and leave it on for about 5 to 10 minutes, you're putting proteins back into your hair that you've lost. Then the last one is just the complimentary hydrating mask. This one is the hydration without the protein. And I've really been loving these. I use the mask that's restorative with the orange container about once a week, and then the other one about 2 or 3 times a week. So yeah, that's my favorites, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time, okay? Bye-bye.